What did you say to them at half-time? That was a different team that came out second half.
Yeah, well, I'll be totally honest what I said. I actually said we were boring. I said that we're dominating possession of the ball, but the most important thing is, in the final third and shots on target and that type of stuff. And I said, we're boring the supporters. And, we had control of the game, no question. I mean, it was probably something like 70-30 possession, to us. And but when we got into the final third, there wasn't enough sharpness, there wasn't enough creativity. We were lacking somebody to pick the right pass, to go past their man. And so I just said to him, I want to see more in the second half. I want to see more excitement. I want to see more shots going in on goal. And we need to sort of, provide a little bit more excitement for the people watching. And obviously we made a change. It wasn't a tactical change. I'm not going to try and say that it was Tarek unfortunately got a bit of a whack to the face first half, and he was unable to continue. So we just thought, let's get Zach on. Let's try and he might give us a spark. He might give us that little bit of magic, and he did, didn't he? We've missed him. You don't always want to rely on one player, of course, and. But to have him missing for half the season like we have, it has been a bit of bad luck for us really. And obviously Ben Jefford, two key players that we haven't had for a long period. So, delighted for Zach. I think he was certainly feeling it there in the last couple of minutes. He needs to get his fitness levels back up. But it was a fantastic strike. And then you could see the creativity and the decision making's usually there from him. And then. Obviously, Cabby, he's come up with his 36th goal of the season. A good finish. We're delighted for him. But I thought we had control of the game, to be honest with you, all the way through. And we should have scored a few more second half, shouldn't we? To be honest. But yeah, I just said at half time, come on, let's be more exciting. Yes, we had loads of possession of the ball, but we're not doing enough with it. And I'm glad to say that I did feel we thoroughly deserved to win the game today.
You said before the Easter break that you wanted, over that Easter period, for one of these three games, or all of them, to be the high you wanted to go out on. Is this the way you wanted the season to end? Yeah,
I think we obviously would have liked to have got more points over the Easter weekend. I thought we were a bit unfortunate at Bath, not to get something from the game. But you don't want to lose your last game of the season at home, do you? You don't. And we wanted to go out, with a win. Obviously Dartford, we're playing for something today. It hasn't quite happened for them today, but they've been there or thereabouts all season. And Adam and Jamie are good guys there. But I felt that we were worthy winners, and I felt it was important that we finish the season strong, because we've got our presentation tonight, and you don't want to be going in and doing those types of awards and things off the back of a defeat. And I think it just makes everyone enjoy the evening, hopefully a little bit more tonight. We can sort of thank everybody, give out some of the individual awards, and hopefully enjoy the evening, as I say.
And obviously the season's not quite over. You've got the Oxfordshire Senior Cup final coming up, so it's trying to maintain that momentum, I guess, into the final game of the year. Yeah,
that's right. Yeah, I mean, obviously nice to finish off with a cup final. We managed to win the cup last year. It's going to be a difficult game against Banbury. I know Mike will have his team organised and up for it. Of course he will. No, there's quite a few ex sort of Oxford City people there, players and staff. So naturally they're going to want to win, and it's going to be a tough game. But I think the players deserve to enjoy themselves tonight. We've worked so hard all season, and the boys have worked hard. It's been very rare where I've had to question their attitude or their work rate. They're an honest bunch, and I think we deserve to sort of win the last game of the season at home. I think that's pushed us up a place, if I'm right. So we finished in 12th position, which is an improvement on what we did last year. I think we finished on 56 points, so that's 7 points better off. Sometimes it's frustrating when you look at some of the sides sort of above us and fighting for those playoffs, and you sort of think, well, I don't really think they're any better than us, but perhaps we've lacked a little bit of consistency. We've obviously had a bit of bad luck losing key players as well, and perhaps at certain points of the season the squad hasn't quite been strong enough, and we haven't quite managed to sort of be pushing for those playoff positions. But I do think we've progressed. I do see some improvement in us, and I don't really think the squad needs completely ripping apart. I think, you know, we want to try and keep hold of the majority of the group and see if we can add those 3 or 4 players that will make the difference, and let's hope that we can do that.
And finally, you'll have an opportunity, I'm sure, to reflect on the season, but right now, as it draws to an end in the league, what are the high points for you? What are the things that you'll look back on with most fondness?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, you know, the cup run again, we did very well to get to the first round of the FA Cup. You know, the Tranmere game was an exciting one, and perhaps we should have won that one really. So that was a high point. We've had many good performances this year. I mean, when we did well to win at Billericay was another good achievement. You know, back in December. And when that was in that period when we started off on a real good run, didn't we? Through December, managed to go to Wealdstone in between. In between Christmas and New Year, and got a good win. So yeah, you know, there's been many good performances, and you know, we started the season off with some players that are no longer here with us, you know, so you know, but they obviously contributed as well, and people have sort of come and gone, but they've been a good bunch to work with. You know, it's you know, the season has some enjoyable moments, and then inevitably some times when you feel like it's blooming hard work, but that's quite natural. You know, everybody goes through the same types of emotions, and you know, we're progressing as a club. I do see the progression there. I mean, I think, you know, it's nice to see a few more people at the ground, and I noticed that the last few weeks. The club are working behind the scenes to try and improve the match day experience, and you know, if we can just get a few more supporters through the gate, it really helps us, you know, with things like the finances, because we are up against it in that type of respect. I mean, unfortunately, we are a sort of small club at this level. I don't want to keep saying that, because, you know, you don't want players coming in thinking, well, we're a small club, but, you know, when you look at our attendances and that, you know, we'd probably be a sort of a not great supported team in the level below, you know. So we've got to do all that we can. You know, we've got to try and do our bit on the pitch to make it exciting for people to come and watch. The people at the club working behind the scenes have got to keep trying to work as hard as we can to get more people in to watch us, because, you know, that does make a difference. When you think that you've got, like, you know, teams like Dartford today, 900, 1,000 people, you know, another sort of 600 people on your gate, you know, paying 12 quid or whatever it is, you know, helps, doesn't it? You know, so we've got to keep working at that, but we're doing the best we can. I think if you would have said to us at the start of the season that we'll get to the first round of the FA Cup again, have another live TV game, finish in mid-table and play some good football, most people would have sort of taken that. But as a manager and as somebody who's, you know, ambitious, you know, I want us to see if we can sort of keep progressing and make that next step. I think since I've been in charge, we finished 16th, 14th and 12th. So I've only got about another 6-7 years, and we might get to first place. You know, so we've got to keep looking to move forward, and yeah, we'll be doing our best to get a competitive group together for next season.
Brilliant, thank you.